Eric Talaska with econito.org, presidential candidate. Going to talk about some intellectual analysis of face masks regarding the coronavirus. At this time, April 8th, 2020, you cannot buy the proper type of mask. This is a 3M N95. The 95 designates that this filters out 95% of particulates from the air. And this, being made by 3M in the United States, comes in a box like this. Why am I showing you if you can't buy it? Because you need to know. I'm going to show you the other masks that you might be able to buy or find somewhere after this one. I want you to know the difference. And if you do have one of these, you need to pay attention because I'm going to explain why. In some cases, they're not good. In other cases, they're the best. So this is generally the box that was sold at Home Depot before they got sold out. And now they only sell them to healthcare workers. On the box it says it's made in the United States with foreign components. There are some maybe on eBay now that are being imported from China. I don't trust anything from China, and so good luck with those. But so this is a genuine one made in the United States, and it has a metal nose contouring device on top, which many masks do. And so this one, oh, by the way, what I'm doing is I'm starting out with the best mask, and I'm going to be working my way down. This one I'll probably spend the most time on because it's the most complicated, and so it takes more time to explain how this one works. This metal bar you can bend. Oh, by the way, first, before you handle your precious mask these days, I recommend washing your hands first, because especially if you've been touching any surface that may have a virus on it, you don't want that, especially on the inside part of the mask. Another thing that, well, this doesn't differentiate it being a N95 right here, the metal bar. By the way, which 3M did a sloppy job. Mine is mounted a little crooked. My nose is crooked anyway, a little bit off center, and so it's no big deal. You just bend it according. When you put it on, you want to bend it to contour your nose, ideally. And now what's interesting about this mask is on the strap. It actually says that it says warning, may come on, you can, it doesn't want, okay, there you go. Misuse, you can freeze that to read it if you want. It says misuse may result in injury or death. Isn't that what this is supposed to prevent? Okay, well, maybe their lawyer had recommended it or something. All right, so another feature about this mask is, do you see this outer rim? That's very unique for a mask. What that does is help seal air from going, when you're breathing in especially, from coming in the sides that could contain virus, and helps prevent when you're exhaling with other masks. If that don't have the valve here, this valve, it would help you from spreading the virus to other people too. This isn't really made for virus protection or even healthcare use. This, according to the box, it's made for things like sanding, dusty areas, fires, smoke, all that kind of stuff. It's only recently that all of a sudden these get great attention. That date you see on there, that's the date that I first started using this one to do things like go into Walmart to shop or whatever. I put that date on there to let me know how long I've been using this mask. They do have an expiration date. I think you can pretty much ignore that. It's probably just, they're just trying to be overly cautious. The expiration date would mostly be concerning the strap that might get old and break. And let's move on to the valve. I need one with a valve. That's why I bought these recently. I'm not going to go into details how I bought it because they're not supposed to be purchased lately except by healthcare professionals. But I really needed one of these because of the valve. I've tried the other ones. This is the one I started out with. This one's similar. This is an R95 mask. So it's very similar to the N95 in that this one's also made by 3M, and it's pretty thick, and it has very similar strap, but without the warning. And it has the metal thing on top, contours. The problem I had wearing this is when I put it on, I can't breathe worth crap because it doesn't have a valve to let the air go out. And secondary problem was it was fogging my glasses up, and so when I'm breathing, the hot exhaling air would go out the sides because this material's thick, and so it's going out the sides and up into my glasses, causing them to fog. And so the only if you don't have a valve type mask, you can use tape, preferably medical tape. I think you can still buy this, any kind of medical tape or even sports tape. And so what you do is you put the tape all around the edge of the mask, and then you put it on, and now you have not a permanent mask, but a semi-permanent mask, in the sense that it's going to be really hard to get it off. Not if you're wearing glasses, you want to probably put it on top and like that, and so to keep, but I tried that and it still fogged my glasses up. So I would recommend using the tape on the entire half of the mask and just leave a little bit on the bottom untaped, so it's easier to take your mask on and off versus tape all around. So this is R95. This has the same purpose as N95, except the N95 seals better around the edge, and some of them have a valve. Not all N95s have a valve, only the very top end ones like this one. And when I put this one on, I can breathe much better with also it's a good idea to wipe your face, clean your face with like a baby wipe or something before you put this on, so it'll last longer. But so you can see this one is I'm breathing and talking just fine, and if I put my glasses on, when I exhale, it goes out the valve. It doesn't go out the fiber as much. The fiber is mostly to breathe in, to get air in, and the fiber and then the valve is when you're breathing out. There is a rubber flap in there that opens when you breathe out. So when I blow, I feel a lot of air coming out of the valve. So this kind of mask would be most excellent for running, exercise or whatever around people, or in smoke conditions, if you want to run when it's smoky outside or lots of air pollution. So my glasses not fogging, really excellent. This one, now also with this one, now the flip side of this valve, and I'm probably the first one ever to say this, as far as I know. I don't know why why doctors are not saying this, why the media doesn't say it. Maybe because they're too busy with other stuff, but well, that's actually no excuse, because what I'm going to say is extremely important, that they should say it. The kind with a valve, this is my professional opinion. This is why I'm running for pres, because I see things that other people don't see that are extremely important. People are ignoring. When you exhale, maybe some of you caught on to this by now, but when that rubber flap opens, when you exhale, your breath is no longer filtered. So if you're a healthcare worker wearing one of these, trying to take care of your patient, you're only protecting yourself, because this thing's gonna blow your breath straight out without filtration if you have anything that your patient can catch, or anyone you're taking care of. If you're not a healthcare worker and you're just your family member taking care of a sick spouse or whatever, this would not be the mask to wear when you're leaning over the table feeding them or taking care of them, because when you're exhaling, they're going to get your breath without filtration. So it's all situational. Now, if you it's pretty tricky, isn't it? So if the person you're taking care of has the virus and you don't, then this is the best mask for you. So actually, logically, I kind of feel kind of dumb because I just figured this out. Okay, so this one, help me with this. Leave a comment. So this one actually, with a valve, if they're sick, if you know, it depends on what it depends on what you know they're sick with. If you know that they're sick with coronavirus, they tested positive, then wearing this to help them is going to be just fine, because they can't catch your coronavirus if you have it, and this protects you better. But if you don't know what they have, they might have just the flu and they're not tested, or they could have pneumonia, and you might have coronavirus with no symptoms. And to wear this, trying to take care of them, you could actually kill them. I know you're not going to do it on purpose, but you could. If someone has pneumonia or the flu, and you have coronavirus with your asymptomatic, and you pass it on to them through this valve, then that could be fatal to them. So you have to. This is some delicate stuff. It reminds me of taking care of my dog with diabetes, when to give him the shot, when not to, and all this kind of stuff, and having to think about lots of things. It's manageable. So yeah, this is all manageable. All right, so I've already covered this. You're probably getting tired of me. You want to see some more masks. So this one's the top-notch one to protect the person wearing it and to make it more comfortable. And when I got this box, it actually has, this one says used by 11/20/24. If the one you have is expired, don't worry about that. Just use it. It's hard to tell if these have been used or not, because they just come in a package like this that's not sealed. And I've been using this one for a couple days, and I don't see any noticeable use on it. So if you buy one from somebody, make sure they're reputable. You don't want to get one from somebody who has the coronavirus. Now, one thing you can do is use something like a baby wipe and put some alcohol on it, or hand sanitizer, and then when you sanitize these masks, you start with the inside first. You wipe the inside. Don't get it soaking wet. You don't want to damage it. And then turn the baby wipe over, or paper towel, or whatever, and then do the outside, including the straps and everything, and that way you're being safe. and this is the package for the R95, the one without the valve. I already had that one. And now, oh boy. Now before I got the 3M Cool Flow designating when you breathe out, your hot air goes out and allows, when you breathe in, the cool air comes in from not where the valve is. This guy here, KN95 from China. Now the K means it's from China. I mean, I don't think that's what it means specifically, but anything that says KN means basically from Asia. I ordered 10 of these from China recently. Now what I do like about them is they have the ear strap, which is more convenient to take on and off. It's not going to be as secure as the N95 going around your whole head. This is the most secure and snug fit. This one's more convenient. I think it's suitable to go around your ear. It sure is a lot more convenient. But this damn thing, this KN95, it's horrible. It looks, you would think it would work. It looks nice, and it has the 95 designation, but it's significantly thinner. You would think that would be good for breathing, but it's not. This is 4 layers, so it's 4 really thin layers. Look right here. Everything made in China is total shit. Look how it's coming apart already. The strap is actually breaking off, and so that leads me to remind you about this medical tape. When that happens, you want to use medical tape. I don't know if that's the right term for this, medical tape. That's what I call it. This holds these straps on really well, and this is really good stuff to make your own mask with also. It's so 3 purposes. It's to seal around the edges, because this doesn't seal at all. You see, it has no side padding around it to seal the sides. And this also will repair straps really well. This sticks to the material really well and to the strap. And what was the third use? I forgot. Oh yeah, you could, well, the third use, to make your own mask. So crossing over to the second use would be to use something like a rubber band and just tape it to a bandana or a t-shirt, or maybe even your underwear if that's all you have, preferably washed. Okay, so KN95, total piece of shit. But even worse than a KN95 is a surgical mask. These are horrible. You put this on and my glasses fog up. It doesn't seal. You're breathing in air from the sides and you're exhaling from the sides. It's better than nothing. This is a surgical mask. These are designed for healthcare practitioners to prevent when their patient could be, they could sneeze or whatever towards you, and it just keeps their sneezy droplets from hitting your nose and mouth. So it does a good job of that. But something like coronavirus that's apparently, as far as we can tell at this time, is in the air and you can't see it for a good period of time, maybe up to a couple minutes just from breathing, this isn't going to really do that much. This is bad for that use, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And wearing gloves. I have a whole bunch of surgical type gloves, latex or whatever. I don't think that's a good idea. That's not going to do anything. And actually, I have 18 of these surgical masks, and so I'm going to look for someplace to donate them to, since they are better than nothing. And also the KN95s. I need to donate those because I do have 5 of these. Um, that's one benefit of hooking up with me, ladies. All right, and no, I don't have any toilet paper, but I do have a lot of baby wipes. Living in a motorhome, baby wipes are far more useful than toilet paper. Oh, wow, I think I'm actually done. So yeah, what do you think about all that? Let me know. Oh, I should have said that at the beginning. On econito.org, ECON like Nancy, EATO.org, econito, NEATO. There's a link on top that says COVID-19. You can click on there to get a lot of insights about this whole pandemic that only I have come up with. These are my professional opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. In fact, I'm not even trained except for some college courses and just basic college chemistry, biology, or whatever. But I do have a pretty good medical. Well, I wouldn't say pretty good. I have. Let's just say I'm better. I'm better than average Joe on the street with medical because I did spend years around my mother with her COPD, asthma, and all that. And I think that's where I got these surgical masks from. I'm not sure where I got those from. I think she had those because she had COPD and all that. So those are already well over 10 years old. Um, and so I think the straps would break really easy enough. In fact, they have because I've already repaired one of them, or 2 of them right here, just by removing them uh, from the from the package. The straps broke on these, so it's all made in China shit except this one and this one. These 2 from 3M normally are made only in the USA, but now I think the government's pushing China to send a whole bunch here, and China's voluntarily sending a bunch. Uh, from what I heard, 3M does make them in China, but they usually don't sell them over here. So I'm sorry to say, I don't know where you can get these. The source, the place I got these with the valve. I mean, even to get one of these is going to be hard enough, but to get something like this, the actual N95 with a valve, this is the most precious, most difficult to get. And I have an excuse. I have tried this. I absolutely cannot wear this. When I bought this for sanding paint and things like that, I even couldn't wear it then. There's something about, I don't know if it's the way I breathe or whatever, but not only just fogs up my glasses, I just can't breathe with this thing. It suffocates me. But so I have to have the Cool Flow one, and I wish I had a whole bunch to donate to the local hospital of the Cool Flow. All I have are these crappy things. I bet they'll appreciate those anyway. But I hear other big companies are donating thousands of these to hospitals, so I think they're starting to get pretty set. But when I look on the, when I look at the news, the healthcare workers are wearing these. They're not wearing these. Even prominent people that I see on TV don't have these. I think it's partly because not so much they don't have access to it. I imagine they could get access being that high up, but they don't know that these are so much better. And so I'm going to put on pause and talk about this one here. This is another surgical mask. So this this squid-looking one. This one you have to actually probably have somebody help you tie it, or I don't know if it wraps around your head or something. But this looks really cumbersome. I think this is an old one. I'm not sure. These are much easier to use, but obviously the strap is more fragile on this one versus this one. This one gives you more control about tightening it. But if you wear this or KN95, I recommend putting tape around the edges Otherwise, it's only going to work half as well, because the only one I know of that has the rim is the 3M Cool Flow, the world's best so far. Oh, I was going to talk about how did I get this. Well, to be honest with you, um, I have a lot of survival and computer skills, and I put them both together to figure out how am I going to do this. And it was actually a matter of luck. And if you don't want to, I'm done with all the important stuff. This is just chit chat here. So to get a box of 5 of these, I was in north of Phoenix, Arizona, and I put an ad on Craigslist that I wanted to trade all of these. I have about 30 masks of the kind that I can't deal with, and a whole bunch of latex gloves. And so in the ad I put, I'll trade you all that, or I'll trade you 6 masks for just one of the valve type. And one guy said he had 1,000 of these available. But I traced his phone number to some illegitimate businesses, and so I think that was fraudulent. Then shortly after that, somebody from Prescott, Arizona, emailed me telling him he needs money, that he bought too many of these. But I didn't know he only had 2 boxes at the time. I thought maybe he had 10 boxes of 5 or something. And so I wrote back and said, well, okay, here's how it worked. I put that I was willing to trade or pay up to $20 each, or was it 25? $25 each for these things, and I was willing to buy maybe about 5 or 10 of these. And so he wrote back and said that he'll sell me a whole box for $50, and he paid $65 for them on eBay. And I wrote back and said, well, I don't think you deserve to lose. I'll go ahead and pay you $65. And it was a friendly conversation back and forth a little bit. Then I drove up there to Prescott. I was already halfway there from Phoenix to Prescott. I was in Mayer, Arizona, and then he wanted me to drive to his house because his car was broke down. And I gave him $65 cash, and he insisted handing back $15, and because he said that he's just going to keep his word, what he said on the email. And I was thinking, well, I said I'll pay $25 each, and you need money for your transmission. So in a favor, what I did is I explained to him, well, for your transmission work, since you're over 65, you can ask for a discount, and that'll save him hundreds of dollars right there for that. But yeah, he had it. He took it on his front porch, and we talked for an hour about politics in the area, about how Prescott is a conservative right wing Republican pro-Trump area, and they have they're actually anti-abortion and pro-gun, which I think is a contradiction. They're very pro-religious. And what's interesting about Prescott is there are a huge amount of large American flags all over the place. It's just the patriotism is just incredible there. Like I've never seen anywhere in the whole country anything like that before. It's just intense. And in Prescott, I almost had to wear this, not because of people, but because the cold wind actually made me a little sick, and I had to drink a lot of chicken broth that cured it actually pretty quickly. Hot chicken broth cured it almost instantly. And so I'm just chit-chatting a little bit to finish up on this whole story of these masks. I think it's kind of interesting. Now, I got lucky because when you put an ad on Craigslist that you want to buy these, your ad usually gets immediately stricken off really quick. We're talking within a few minutes. Your ad usually can't be on that long. Mine was on for about 2 hours, I think, something like that, before it got taken off, because these are supposed to be only sold to medical professionals. And so I think to make up for me having these 5, I'm going to donate all the rest of mine to medical professionals. And I'm sorry, but this is the only kind I can wear, and because of the laws, they're going to be making laws where you have to wear these to go places. I really have to have the flap kind. It's almost a matter of life and death to me. This kind will just about kill me, if not actually kill me, because I don't know if there's something wrong in my family or something. My mom had asthma, COPD. Wearing this damn thing, I just can't breathe. I can breathe perfectly fine in this. I could wear this all day long. This is no problem. This is just hugely different. And actually, most medical professionals probably don't even know the difference. And in some cases, they would prefer something like this because they don't want to pass something on to their patients. But I'm not going to donate the used ones. This one's used. Unless I test negative for coronavirus, I'm not going to donate the ones I've already used. Just the brand new, this whole cluster of 18 surgical masks in particular. And I have 9 KN95s. Oh, they would be happy to have these KN95s. This is horrible. I can't breathe in this thing. All right, so that's the honest truth how I got mine. Normally I would have something like this. In fact, you're not going to believe this. Here, I'm going to put this on pause and show you what I actually have. I'm too lazy to dig out the actual one, but this is what I have. I have a butyl rubber gas mask, a NBC mask, nuclear biological chemical. I mean, if stuff got bad enough, this is what I have, and the details are just astonishing what this thing protects you from. But this one's shown without the filters on. So this one, you screw the filters on. They're really big filters, and there's nothing gonna get through that. And so if I were taking care of a corona patient, I would be wearing one of those. And so I have that on reserve. Who knows? I do have one of those in my RV, and I was going to explain what happened. I did have, well, let's see. No, I've never had these kind. I never could find them. Maybe I overlooked them. If they were in Home Depot, I didn't see them. But so this was always the best kind I could find at Home Depot and Lowe's and whatever, Walmart. I could never find the kind with the valve on it like this, and so I'm just incredibly lucky to have the valve type. Otherwise, I'd be scared shitless in this society to go to a crowded Walmart or something with wearing something like this that I just can't deal with. But normally I would have stuff like this anyway, because I do a lot of work remodeling and building. Built this camper van with my dog, and but I had a box that had other masks in it, and somebody stole the box. But I think they were just masks like this. I had a few more like this, and more gloves. I think that's about it. I've been talking for a half hour, 34 minutes, and so I'm going to cut this off, and please leave some comments below and click all the little buttons to help out. All right, take care.